Good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to see so many of you here today. Let me start by saying, by the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, it is my great pleasure to declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. I'm delighted to welcome to today's ceremony our graduates, your families and friends, guests and supporters of the Open University. And I'd like to extend a special welcome to our honorary graduate, Claudia Hammond, who will be being presented with an honorary doctorate today, and we're delighted to be able to honour you. Now, this is a wonderful occasion, it's a wonderful venue, and it's wonderful weather. So what I want to do is to make sure that everyone enjoys today to the maximum extent possible, particularly as the last years have been a very challenging time for our students and the whole of the OU community. Yet there is so much that has been achieved, and you're all evidence of that. So many acts of kindness that have helped us all through. Each year, the Open University awards a range of qualifications that you've all worked so hard for, from certificates of higher education to doctorates. It's been 50 years since the Open University held its very first ceremony back in 1973. But today you will join thousands of graduates who have been presented for their qualifications at our degree ceremonies in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. For my colleagues, and certainly for me, these are the highlights of our year because we are celebrating your success. That success is down to what you, our graduates, have achieved, and not just the qualifications that you're presented for today, but the difference that you will make to society with them. So, it goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of you, our graduates, your families and your loved ones, as well as the university and my colleagues here today, who I hope you will feel have nurtured and supported you throughout your journey. Now, you could be forgiven for thinking that the occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn. You'd be quite wrong. In every sense, this is a day of celebration. So I'll be very, very disappointed if anyone crosses the stage today to anything less than thunderous applause, or whatever other way you have to express your enthusiasm and support for your loved ones. Now, this is a cathedral. It has a certain solemn air to it, but you can make as much noise as you want to today in support of your graduates. And just make sure that if you're at the back and you want to make sure that whoever you're supporting can hear you, you have to shout and holler extremely loudly. Those closer to the front have an advantage. But please, just because you're a long way to the back, all it means is you've got to make a lot more noise to be heard. Now, what I want to do is to start off by showing our graduates how extraordinary they are to everyone here today. So I want you to raise your hands, graduates, if you have helped to bring up a family during your studies. Yeah, there we go. Now, hands up those who've had caring responsibilities. Now, can I ask all of today, now I want to ask who's been working. So which ones of you are already working or doing volunteering work? Well, I think that just goes to show just how extraordinary you are and what you have achieved here today. So brilliant, very, very well done. Now, can I ask all of today's graduates who are able to do so to please stand? And can I just remind the rest of us what I've said about noise? And so can I start today's ceremony by giving all of our amazing graduates a huge round of applause. Okay, well done, audience. That's not bad, but I think you can improve. So I think a little bit more noise as we go through the ceremony, that will be great. So graduates, you can sit down again. Now, there is one more way that you can show your appreciation to your graduates today, and that's by posting messages or photos on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, using the hashtag #OUFamily to share congratulations and celebrations with the wider world. So, today's ceremony begins with the presentation of those graduates who have gained higher degrees, postgraduate diplomas and first degrees of Bachelor Arts, Engineering and Laws, and they will be presented by Mr. Nicholas McCart, Director of Operations in Academic Services here at the OU. We will then see the awarding of the honorary degree of Doctor of the University to Claudia Hammond. Dr. Helen Kay, Associate Dean for Teaching and Students in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, will present Claudia, who will sign the honorary graduate's book and make a reply. Then we continue with our presentation with those who have gained Bachelors of Science degrees and diplomas of higher education. And then I conclude the ceremony with a final address to the graduates. I will now call upon Mr. McCart to present graduates.
Pro-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and postgraduate diplomas and have been able to attend here today. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, I present to you for a thesis entitled Development of Tools for Glycan Analysis and Quantitative Sialic Acid Glycomics, Matthew Allen. For a thesis entitled Examining the Influence and Relationship between the Weberian Model of Bureaucracy and Theories of Strategic Management on Decision-Making in the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education of the Gambia, I present Saint-Pierre Mendy. And for a thesis entitled Health Condition Evolution for Effective Use of Electronic Records, Knowledge Representation, Acquisition and Reasoning, I present Alba Morales. For the degree of Doctorate in Education, I present to you for a thesis entitled Translanguaging within the early years setting in England, the use of languages by young Polish bilingual learners, Madeline Pilcher. And for a thesis entitled Learning to Teach Critical Thinking in Higher Education, I present Hilary Wasson. For the degree of Master of Philosophy, I present to you for a thesis entitled Molecular and Phenotypic Characterization of Non-Typhoidal Salmonella enterica Associated with Human Disease in the Gambia, Safiato Darbo. For the degree of Master of Arts in Art History, I present Kamaro Kimberly Blackstar. Susie Williams. For the degrees of Master of Arts in Art History and Bachelor of Arts, I present Amy Lee Laverick. For the degree of Master of Arts in Childhood and Youth, I present Claire Miles. For the degree of Master of Arts in Classical Studies, I present Sonia Lindsay. Nicola Mawson. For the degree of Master of Arts in Creative Writing, I present Barbara Clough. Fiona Cole. Catherine Fox. Rebecca Major. Susan O'Brien. Marie Roby. For the degree of Master of Arts in Creative Writing and Bachelor of Arts, I present Sabrina Williams-Burrell. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Jacqueline Ram. Valerie Safai. For the degree of Master of Arts in English, I present Christopher Hewitt. Helen Perry. Helen Thorne. For the degree of Master of Arts in History, I present Heather Charlton. Fran Holmes. Teresa Ingerfield. Joe Kent. Michael Ofield. Nick Saunders. Heidi Tunney. Ginny Waters. For the degree of Master of Arts in Music, I present Rebecca Reed. For the degree of Master of Arts Open, I present Steph Askew. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present David Hodgson. Danielle Hoyle. Richard Kirk. Felicity Lines. Alexander Milburn. Heather Williams. For the degree of Master of Business Administration Leadership Practice, I present Zoe Bolger. Kit Earlbach. Parmjit Flora. For the degree of Master of Business Administration Technology Management, I present Mark Webster. For the degree of Master of Laws, I present Rose Claire Ferreira. Sarah Laws. Joanne Pritchard. Anna Stanley. Nicholas Tuck. For the degree of Master of Science in Computing, I present Dom Clulo. For the degree of Master of Science in Environmental Management, I present Victoria Tevan. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, I present Debbie Pickford. For the degree of Master of Science in Forensic Psychological Studies, I present Heather Alcock. Georgina Feary. Katie Harrison. Tracy Scarf. For the degree of Master of Science in Forensic Psychological Studies and Bachelor of Science, I present Paul Gilligan. For the degree of Master of Science in Human Resource Management, I present Joanna Cope. Karin Kurta. Alice Lord. For the degree of Master of Science in Mathematics, I present Ian McClanahan. Joanna McClenaghan. For the degree of Master of Science in Medicinal Chemistry, I present Joe Lockhart. Catherine Snell. For the degree of Master of Science in Technology Management, I present Susan Clark. Pro-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws degrees and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Georgina Achilleos. Sylvia Adamoshek. Simon Anderson. Courtney Banfield. Sarah Bates. Vicky Bennett. Peter Colcott. Roger Ceruzzi. Claire Constable. Julie Coxon. Kirsty Cracknell. Mary Curry-Smith. Paul Drew. Elizabeth Dove. Rosie Elvin. Carol Forth. Grace Frisbee. Stella Furness. Megan Gillings. Merrin Hagger. Louette Harding-Race. Mairead Henderson. Maya Gina. Alison Keir. Emma Kelleher. Sadaf Kamisani. Olivia Knapp. Miroslav Krasovskis. Satvir Kundis Clifford. Susanna Kybert. Elise Legree. Tiana Mackey. Tamsin Markino Wastall. Dana Marsh. Jessica Martin. Samuel McFarlane. Lorna Memory. Janice Moore. Sophia Neal. Margaret Negus. Laurel Parry. Donna Pete. Lisa Porter. Louise Reed. Len Rowland. Ben Russell. Caroline Samad. Emily Schaefer. Hannah Schweffel. Dean Sheldrick. Emma Shepherd. Caroline Short. Karen Simpson. Michael Sinclair. Joanna Skendo. Gillian Smith. Christopher Smith. Daniel Smith. Emma Smith. Kyle Spencer. Richard Squibb. Carolyn Stokes. Susie Stoodley. Brooke Thompson. Emma Tidby. Emma Waldeck. Kate Waldock. Louise Ward. Samantha Webster. Mark Willis. Lauren Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering, I present Alexander Conniff. Matthew Eagle. Ashley Pickover. Mark Price. Damien Smart. And for the degree of Bachelor of Laws, I present Karen Burnham. Phoebe Dentiff. Steve Fox. Natasha Francis. Emma Rose Hooker. Stacey Knight. Amy Pierce. Georgia Powell. Gemma Robinson. Harriet Sugg.
Pro-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates and guests, Claudia Hammond is a broadcaster and psychologist whose work is dedicated to furthering public understanding of science, psychology, and neuroscience, thus helping people to benefit from cutting-edge research in accessible and practical ways. Born and raised in Bedfordshire, Claudia has been broadcasting since the age of 14, when she joined her local hospital radio station. She studied applied psychology at the University of Sussex, and then earned a Master of Science degree in health psychology from the University of Surrey. At the same time, Claudia continued to develop her career in journalism. She worked behind the scenes at BBC Three Counties, then Radio 5 Live in its infancy. She is now one of BBC Radio's most recognisable and important voices, primarily based on Radio 4 and the World Service. Among other programmes and podcasts, she presents weekly instalments of Health Check and All in the Mind, which is the world's longest-running series on mental health. Claudia is also an academic researcher and has a long-standing lectureship at Boston University's programme in London. This dual background means that she is helping to pioneer new ways of undertaking scientific research with academics at the Universities of Manchester, Durham, Sussex, and Goldsmiths University. She uses her profile to engage research participants and then disseminate findings on a vast scale. This has resulted in groundbreaking studies on topics such as loneliness and touch. Many of these projects have informed Claudia's own books, examining contemporary issues in modern life. Her works have scrutinised and explained the latest understandings of subjects as varied as emotion, time, money, and rest. Impeccably researched and beautifully written, it's no surprise that her publications have been critically acclaimed as well as commercially popular. Most recently, Claudia has helped to establish the Kindness Test, a public science project based at the University of Sussex. This was the world's largest in-depth study of the extent, meaning, and implications of kindness. Claudia presented a series of radio programmes on the topic, and it was the subject of her most recent book, The Keys to Kindness: How to Be Kinder to Yourself, Others, and the World. Claudia has been honoured by the mental health charity Mind, the British Psychological Society, and the British Neuroscience Association for her work to improve public understanding of psychology, neuroscience, and well-being. She's received the President's Medal from the British Academy, and she's a visiting professor for the public understanding of psychology with the University of Sussex. The Open University is proud to have an ongoing association with Claudia. She's a former tutor on our residential summer schools. All in the Mind draws on that relationship. Developed in partnership with OU experts, episodes are regularly used in OU teaching, as well as in helping to disseminate research. It's therefore a particular pleasure to honour her contribution to broadcasting and public understanding of the human mind in all of its magnificent complexity. Pro-Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, Claudia Hammond.
Hello, everybody, and thank you so much. I'm so honoured to receive this honorary doctorate because I have so many connections with the Open University, and it is such a special university. It is completely unique, and it's been amazing just now watching everyone's faces coming up. It's just absolutely brilliant, and in the privileged position of being right in the middle and close to everybody as well, which is really lovely. So as was mentioned, I used to be a tutor on the psychology course DSE 202, and for some reason you never forget those OU course numbers. You will know yours for years to come, trust me. And I taught at summer schools for about 10 years, so I had the opportunity to meet lots and lots of different OU students, and I cannot tell you how impressive they were. I really was in awe of them because the commitment required alongside everything else that they had to do in life was huge, but so was their determination, and I'm sure yours was too. As was mentioned, I've written a book on rest and why it's so important for us to rest, but I'd be willing to bet that for a while at least, there's not been a lot of resting going on among the people here getting their degrees today. But now you've done it, and you can, I hope, rest a bit, or this afternoon anyway. These days, with the BBC team, I work in partnership with the Open University on All in the Minds, the show and podcast that I present on Radio 4, which covers psychology and neuroscience and mental health. And I'm very lucky because this job means that every week I'm reading brand new research, and then I interview the authors and I get to ask them about any bits of their papers that I didn't quite understand, which is nice. And in a way, I get to be a kind of unofficial, perpetual student, and there is something really wonderful about that. And this period of study that you've had may or may not be a one-off for you. I heard a few people just now saying as they came up that they were going to do another degree, which is good to hear. But whatever happens next for you, you will never lose that skill of always learning and always thinking critically about what you read and what you hear. So I'd say whatever else you're doing, you can still also be an unofficial, perpetual student. You can carry on being curious about the world. Now, I was asked if I had any other brief advice, you'll be pleased to know, based on my career. And the second thing I'd say is that it is possible to find your own way to do what you want to do. So for what I do, there was no kind of single course I could go on, no training program, no job that consists of doing the things that I do. In fact, I did have one job for a while when I was 18, and I've never had a proper job, if you like, again. I've always been freelance, but that has allowed me to do the combination of things that I do, and I really didn't know it would work out as luckily as it has done. So I would say if there are things that you want to do and there isn't a job that exists doing that, it is worth trying to find another way around it, to try to create your own job. And if you do want to freelance successfully, my tips are to never miss a deadline and to be friendly. And as long as the work is good, it doesn't have to be amazing. They will ask you back again, and those are my tips for that. But congratulations again to all of you. Be proud of this moment. Be really proud. Thank you.
Pro-Chancellor, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees and diplomas of higher education and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Charlotte Arnold. Jennifer Bannell. Hayley Barker. John Bartlett. Amanda Blumel. Robert Bouquet. Olga Camacho. Edward Coleman. Nicole Conlon. Samuel Copping. Angela Daniel. Gonzalo de Carta. Wendy Dunstan. Lindsay Evans. Janine Everett. John Frostwick. Sarah Halsey. Yasmin Yashami. David Heffernan. Shannon Hine. Konstantin Ivanov. Gurcharan Yagdev. Kaylee Jennings. Justin Hedges. Jonathan Keeble. Paula Kiernan. Matthew Keith. Katrina Kemp. Mark Gleason. Barry Jones. Catherine McFarlane. Julie Marsh. Alexandra Marshall. Charlotte McGough. Jonathan Morgan. David Mower. Samantha Newbold. Lee Nightingale. Rachel O'Malley. Nathan Osborne. Jennifer Pullen. Marie Quinlan. Mitchell Robertson. Eleanor Robinson. Chelsea Rogers. Olivia Sharp Wilson. Georgina Spenceley. Lorraine Spillane. Teresa Stevens. Victoria Watts. Ellie Jo West. Robert White. Fiona Wymond. Angela Wignall. And for the Diploma of Higher Education, I present Sarah Froggatt.
Well done, audience. I thought that was a very uplifting occasion, and your support, I'm sure, was greatly appreciated. So, as Pro-Chancellor of the Open University, I really can't be more proud of what you, our graduates, have achieved, often against the odds, with your work commitments, your family, and other factors intervening and creating challenges in your life. But I'm sure you will go on to make a great and important contribution to society. And I think that's very important. I really do believe, and I think all of us at the Open University believe, that you are the most amazing body of graduates anywhere in the world. You believed in yourselves, and we believed in you, all of us. Your dedicated associate lecturers and advisors, the expert academics who write your courses, the designers and technologists who bring them to life, and all the professional services that make the OU what it is, second to none. And now you've shown what that belief can achieve. We all know it will have been tough, and no wonder then that employers tell us that one of the many things they like about OU graduates is your determination and your drive. You've juggled studies and deadlines with many other demands on you and your families, but you know, I've been told that there is one thing that's harder than being an OU student, and that's living with one. I can tell that struck a chord. So, when the Open University started back in 1969, our pioneer students and staff really were taking a step into the unknown and putting their faith in a university that was using new methods of teaching and would be open to everyone. Now, many thought the OU would fail, but instead it is now one of the most successful universities in the world, with well over 2 million people who have studied with us. That's not just a university, that's a social movement. And it's you, our students, who make us so special and make us what we are. But we also owe a huge debt of gratitude to the vision of the university's founders. Foremost amongst those was somebody called Jenny Lee, to whom Prime Minister Harold Wilson gave the job of setting up this university. A woman whose journey from a Scottish mining community to Minister of State shaped in no small measure what the OU is today. Jenny believed that the OU should be a university for everyone, rich or poor, man or woman, black or white, and it would do that whilst maintaining the very highest academic standards. She was determined too that we would be a respected research university making new discoveries, inventing new products and enabling us to understand each other better and to live well, without endangering our planet. Now recently I attended the OU Research and Achievement Awards. One of the winners was extraordinary. It was an astrobiology lab, which is exploring how to gather water from lunar rock to make living on the moon, and indeed Mars, a possibility one day. Really amazing research capabilities. We've celebrated 50 years, well over 50 years of being in a class of our own. We are unique as a university. We are a groundbreaker. We're at the cutting edge of what is happening in education. We are leaders. We've gone from the outer reaches of our universe to the sea, the skies, and the planets, Our world-leading research has shaped our understanding of the world by taking that knowledge into people's living rooms in the Open University BBC partnership, which has broadcast thousands and thousands of hours of absolutely jaw-dropping programs, which most of you would have seen. And most recently, many of you would have been watching the series of Wild Isles, all of this backed by OU academics and OU research supporting those really important programs. So please do look out for the OU logo, which appears on so many of the BBC programs, which really does underpin our leading research capabilities. So it's curiosity which drives us on, and I'm so glad that you chose to join that most human of adventures to learn and live, as it says on the university crest. Completion of your qualification means that you join a community of Open University alumni around the world. You can continue to keep up with the news, access careers advice, or come back to study. You will always be a member of the OU family. As you leave today, I hope you'll become an ambassador for the Open University and all that we stand for, our values of social and environmental justice, our commitment to the inclusion and diversity of all people, and above all, our mission to be open to people, places, methods, and ideas. So do share your experience with others. Let them know what your journey has meant to you and what it could mean to them. And we've seen today just how much it has meant to you. We're hugely proud of you. We're thankful to everyone who supported you through your journey. And today is a day of success and it's a day of celebration. So before we close, can I end today by asking all of our amazing graduates who are able to do so, please to stand. And graduates, it's not really the best venue for this, but graduates, if you can you find those people who have helped and supported you through your journey and give them a special thanks? So anyway, the graduates are a little bit better behaved and quieter than the audience, no bad thing. So, whilst I've got you standing, can I ask everyone who's able to do so to stand? And can I ask all of us in the room to give our graduates one last huge, massive round of applause? Well, the sun is still shining, the drinks I think are on ice, there's still a lot of today left for celebration, but what I can do now is to bring the proceedings of this degree ceremony to a close. It's been completed and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed.